Hey folks, I'm Serbian Glory and welcome back to Attack at Dawn, North Africa. Quite enjoyed my first run through of the tutorial of the game. A lot of how it plays really appeals to me, so decided to come back and, as is my wont, to run right through a campaign. 1941 campaign will do, and we'll play as the Axis just on normal difficulty. So the scenario here starts when Rommel arrives on the scene and launches his counterattack. The Commonwealth forces in the previous sort of 9 months, from about June 1940, the Commonwealth forces had completely destroyed the Italians and the Libyans, pushed them all the way back to about El Agheila, and they were halted there by not the enemy but a number of factors. Supply was really short, vehicles needed maintenance, and experienced troops were being withdrawn from the front to go and bolster forces to help support the Greeks, for example. There were threats arising in Persia and East Africa, so there was a lot happening over in the east that drew troops away from the front here. There were still some relatively strong Italian forces in Tripoli, so advancing further would have been a bit of a risk, given all the negative factors influencing them. I think that they did try to sail a convoy into Benghazi, but that was well within range of enemy aircraft and ended up losing a few ships, so they decided to pause here, and then Rommel arrives with his blocking force and started his counterattack. So let's move on with the campaign. Sonnenblume, sunflower. We've got 2 weeks worth and 2 objectives. Okay, so I'm not sure if that's the extent of the campaign or if it's just the first part of it. We'll see. Anyway, yeah, so after the destruction of the Italian 10th Army in February 1941, the German High Command issued the order for Operation Sonnenblume. The goal of the operation was to reinforce the Italian front line with 1 German mobile corps. General Erwin Rommel, who was selected to lead a newly created formation, being a resourceful and skilled commander. The formation was named Deutsches Afrika Korps. So, yeah, we're starting off with the attack on Mersa Brega. The British have positioned around Mersa Brega on Via Balbia, the only road in the region, crucial for redeployment and supply movement. They have sea on one flank and impassable Sebka on the other. On the north, there is a great mountainous plateau, Jebel Akhdar. It provides some good defensive positions, but we can bypass it by going south through Mecheli. Our objective is to capture the port of Benghazi, the vital supply source which will enable us to advance further, and also Mecheli, the key crossroads which enables us to control the Jebel Akhdar mountain. Right, let's go ahead. And okay, before we go any further, let's have a look at our intelligence. Okay, this is something I would really like to see developed further in the game, to be able to actually maybe zoom in and have a bit more intelligence presented. So, for example, the Germans would surely know which units were around Mersa Brega. So being able to tighten your focus a wee bit, find out what was there would be good. Our order of battle, the 5 Leichte Division, and an infantry division and an armoured division of the Italians, 2 light tanks and 1 medium tank regiments. We've got some flak 88s there, I would imagine. Artillery and our panzers. Right. And we outnumber them in terms of men, vastly outnumber them in terms of tanks and AT guns. Okay. And we have Italians, they're armoured division down here. Okay. So I think we'll just keep things pretty much as they are. We'll have the Germans did make the assault on Mersa Brega. We're going to send our Italians up to try and cut the road back here. If we can do that and pocket the British rather than let them withdraw, that would be ideal. So with that in mind, supply, what's this? Oh, we can't see the supply until we start the scenario. So I'm going to just edge the Italians a bit further north. This is our medium tanks. Let's have a view there. You can go there and to there. I will have you here. HQ. We'll move that forward just now. We'll split that off later on. It might actually fall behind by itself, given movement speeds. Here, let's have... No. Let's have... You in... Let's have you there. I wish I knew where they were, how far forward they were. Use down the road. Let's group you together. We'll get you forward to there so we can get the guns up quickly. We'll go with that. We'll leave the Italian reserve infantry back there. Right, move on. So, we're in supply, that's right. So, 4 hours round trip for supplies. So, these guys should all be in full supply just now. They are. 3 hours. So, you'll get supply. Medium tanks will get supply at 8:30. The other tanks, it will be 9:30 at least. Because obviously we'll be moving forward, so it stretches the supply line even further. Up here the supply is 2 hours. Alright. So, split. Give us our recce troops. And if you head for there, then we'll find out if there's anything in that position. We want you and you move like that. Let's split this because I want our infantry here to join up with these tanks. So we'll have the 2 tank regiments will have 1 anti-tank gun, 1 infantry battalion. We'll make the attack on Mersa Brega, or wherever we find the British. So that means that you're more of a reserve. Go to there, and these guys should be mechanized or mechanized. They should be towed by half-tracks, I would have thought. So they might move more quickly than the infantry. But we'll just put them there for now. Your Italian friends, I'm just going to advance as far as you can. And you head up to there. Hopefully you're not going to encounter anything down here. Let's get our recon. What do we have? We've got 1 recon and 1 bomber. Okay, so reconnaissance. Let's have you fly up to somewhere around here. You will patrol around that sort of area, so we should be able to see Mersa Brega. We should see down here. We might even get to see something, anything that's over here. I think that's done. Let's move on. So historically, there wasn't a lot British troops. There wasn't many British troops in Mersa Brega. Some infantry, a couple of battalions. There was some 25-pounder artillery. There were some tanks in the region, but they didn't actually feature in the initial battle. Okay, so we've found nothing so far, obviously. Let's just... In fact, we know that there's nothing up as far as here now. So I'll have you move up to there. And you up to there. These guys are obviously moving more quickly. So put you there, and then we can't split you, these guys just now because they're moving. So we just put you in there. And so that keeps everyone on the move. You're just charging straight ahead. Okay. Next turn. And I really do like the way that the turn plays out. There we go. And there's some tanks. It's the third Hussars from the second support group. Interesting. More infantry back there. That's the Territorials, the Tower Hamlet Rifles. Yep. And anti-tank guns. Didn't spot anything down that region. Okay. So there's nothing until we get to Mersa Brega. And this is the Royal Northumberland Fusiliers. Yeah. Unfortunately, we don't get to see far enough to let us know if the Italians are advancing into any trouble. Right. These guys are so far behind. I should started them off on the road. Well, I'm going to pause anyway before the attack. I want to try... These are light tanks? Yeah. I want to try and give the Italians time to get further up here before we attack so that they can cut off the escape route. So... for now, you can stop in there. I'll have you in there. These anti-tank guns there. So we're not going to engage just now, as I said. I want you come up to that position there. I think just have you up here. And you there. Where is our HQ? Is it in here? Nope. Is that it? Ah. Right. Damn it. Okay, you cancel your orders. That's why the tanks are so far behind. I want the artillery. How far? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I'd rather have the artillery up to about there. Tanks, you're welcome. Have you right up there. Okay, so a slight problem, mechanical problems with the tanks back there. You've still got plenty of supply. The zoom, the level of magnification is, I want it to be halfway in between here and here for some reason. Let's have the tanks carry on and then swing northeast. Yeah, keep you closer together. You're heading there. No, don't do that. I don't know how long supply is going to last these guys. Looks like they're using up 1 unit per turn. Oh, these guys, they're maybe not moving quite as fast. Should I start moving? I may just leave them. No, actually, I can't leave them all the way back there because I might forget all about them. They'll be too far behind at the start of the next scenario. So we'll just bring them forward. And you come up to here. And that's fine for now. We'll move on. Not seeing any prepared positions. Yeah, so the tanks, as I said, there were tanks in the vicinity, but when support was requested, the commander felt that there wasn't enough daylight left, and the British had a bit of an aversion to fighting at night. The 7th Armoured Division's experiences earlier in the campaign made them a bit reluctant to just watching this movement here, made them a bit reluctant to commit their tanks. And I wish we could see what kind of vehicles. I don't think the game models it down to individual unit statistics, but it would be nice to at least have a representation of the vehicles and the guns that the different units had. Okay, so in here, split them again. Make sure that the tanks keep moving. You need to be up in here. Why did that not accept that order? Artillery, you're supposed to still be moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're in range just now. You can't move through here. That's part of the problem. You move off there. Right, do that. And split this. You need to be forward. And then you move up to there. Just going to split those guns off. I think we'll just leave them where they are. The stacking limit is 2 units per hex, which is why these guys aren't moving through along the road. Okay, shouldn't be much of a problem. It's not going to hold us up that long. let's, as you continue just a wee bit further, down to half supply. You can just continue with those orders. And I'm not going to call in airstrikes yet. No, we can't send a recon up again. Still refueling. Just move on. You are moving. You will move eventually. British recon arriving. Interesting, it's heading for the Italians. Well, I suppose it might circle around here. They can see probably what's immediately ahead of them, but no, they're actually going quite far back. In fact, they've gone for the original Italian positions. Still nothing happening down there. Tanks are getting up towards their positions. There we go, that's fine. So, we'll leave, what's the supply? Find out at the end of the turn. I think we'll wait another turn at least before we launch the attack because of this situation here. We may actually have to pause around Barres-Sowera. Let supply catch up. What's the supply like here now? ETA 1 hour, so they're still on track to get their original supply. Up here, still the same. Okay, that's not so bad then. Yeah, we want this to reform somewhat. So, yeah, you move up to there, you continue here. I think we'll actually just have you pull up in that sort of direction. Yeah, we'll do that. You head in there. That'll do. Yeah, and we might pause there. I don't want to push too far on in case it adds another hour onto our supply delivery. Here we're set up. Push you in there to better reserve position. You in here. And still don't have recon, so we'll just move on. I want to get this area scouted out, so we'll get our planes over there as soon as we can. We've got supply symbols popping up on the armour. Good supply here, as you'd expect, being on the main road. I should maybe have kept these guys grouped together. Hopefully the supply will get through. Mind you, it's supply back here too. But they were due to be supplied at 9:30. So hopefully that will rectify. Doesn't look like it though. Out of supply. The round trip time is now changed to 5 hours. So rather than 9:30, it's now going to be 10:30. Up here, 6 hours. So you get 3 hours to wait before you get supplied. I should maybe have had them pause somewhere back here so that they could get supplied before they made that final push. What's the time? 10 AM. We've still got 8. Why is it at 10? I thought it was going in from half hours. Never mind. It is at 10. So yeah, we'll pause. We'll let the supply get through at least to the rear units down here, and then we'll move them forward to form up again. By that time, these guys should hopefully be in supply. I don't want to attack too early here because the don't want them withdrawing and getting away before the Italians get behind them. So let's come off the supply view. I don't need to give anyone any orders. Now we do have a recon available, so let's view. Head up for here. I need to actually give it recon orders. Yeah, so somewhere about there, so that it can get hopefully vision of that whole area. And let's move on. I don't know whether these guys, yeah, they are seemingly moving. No, actually they might be stopped because they're out of fuel. Can't tell if I hear firing. Doesn't, it looks like that's slowly moving. Ah! Oh. I have to say, a bit disappointed with this, because why would the British do that? So I'm disappointed the AI has come forward and attacked. Although obviously it makes things better for me, it makes it easier. They've already lost, what, 11, 10, 12 tanks? We're not losing anybody. Yeah, okay. It is what it is. How's the supply? Better down here now. These guys still have 2 hours to wait. These folks here are in good supply, so you can just push forward. The plane's there, there's nothing in sight. So that's good news. Carry on up there. You've got 1 unit of fuel. You've, yeah, it's at 2 hours for both of you. And up here, there's nothing really we can do. We could only withdraw. We can't push any troops further around. I don't expect tanks will last much longer. Do I want to commit my bombers? No, we'll keep them for the attack on the town. Let's move on to the next turn. They're pulling back now, it looks like. Down to 15 tanks and below half strength. We're taking artillery fire from the 25 pounders that are back here. There we go. If anything was going to come forward, I would have thought it might have been that infantry. Looks like the road is the route is clear to the road. So they've got 13 tanks left and low morale. They're not going to last long. We've lost 11 troops from our 8th Machine Gewehr Battalion. That's it. Okay, let's have you try and push up around towards the artillery. You're going to head in here. And let's try and get recce troops up along the coast to cut off the road if they can. And then I want these guys to come up here. So they won't move while these troops are there. Hopefully the armoured cars will move before they move, so that'll all work in a nice sequence. You can come up there. And let's get the artillery started. Since we're moving these troops up, And we'll also call in our bombers. So you get your supply this turn. So we'll just send the infantry. Continue its march. And you as well. Let's try and get you up there onto the road. The light tanks should still get there first once they're supplied. Aircraft's committed. Let's leave the Italian infantry back there. See how we get on with this. Let's see how this movement works out. Good. That's what I wanted. Right. And we've gauged the tanks again. And they've routed straight away. I was half expecting that, I suppose. Oh, I didn't want you in there. Never mind, we'll withdraw you and send you around the coast in the next turn. Both keeping good morale for now. That's another feature of the game that I would like to see is... So this unit moved up, it engaged the enemy, and then it just stops. So its orders were to come up and cut the road, or to come up and engage the artillery. I would like to have seen it carry out the rest of those orders, rather than just stopping dead. But hopefully that can be fixed in a patch. How's the supply situation? Looks good down here. Fully supplied. So you, which is good because it's a long time till you get any more juice. Let's have you just head straight for the road. Try draw a straight line again. I think we'll have you come up around there. You up to there. Let's cancel that. We'll just give you the option to choose your own route up onto there. Yeah, I would never have drawn a wiggly line like that. So everyone here has their orders. Okay, I want you to withdraw from there. I don't think we can get you into that hex. No. So you could come and engage the artillery. Let's do that. We'll send our tanks. We'll send our tanks in a straight line to help you out. Leave them there for now. You're moving in here. Move you up. Now that you're reloading, we'll bring you forward just because we can. Okay, so tanks and armoured cars engage the artillery. These anti-tank guns will just stay put for now. They'll move in to attack Mersa Brega. That's fine. Morale down here is still good for both of them. Up here, we can't see the tanks. No. Don't know how many they've got left. So with that, I guess we can move on. 5.5 hours left, so 6 turns. These guys, 11 tanks. I think they're away. I don't think we'll catch them. Our light tanks won't get up there in time. But hopefully we can deal with everything else here. Oh, they've come forward. Interesting. They're maybe trying to let their artillery get away. So we definitely want the Italians to swing around and deal with them. Down here, the Tower Hamlets rifles are down to fair morale. I'd be expecting a bit stronger attack in here. I suppose your morale has dropped by about a quarter, not a fifth. Right. So, I guess we just keep all these orders as they are. Up here, I'm going to what? Let's split off the armoured cars. Let's try and, again, looking to cut the road's cut already from these guys, but just try and swing around there, engage that artillery en route. We can bring you in here to support the tanks, and you can come up around there. You can attack again, so we'll have you bombard the defenders in Mersa Brega once again. And with that, we're done. Yeah, these guys are definitely trying to make a break for it. They're moving quite quickly as well. Yeah, we've got one unit routed, the Tower Hamlets rifles gone. Anti-tank regiment will be gone soon too. We've lost one tank only from there. One from here as well. Good, we've caught them. That should allow our tanks to swing in behind. Airstrike coming in against here. Yep. Okay, another tank gone. But the battle's already won. Okay. Let's... Oh, you're moving, damn it. I was going to have the artillery fire on them. I want you to swing around there instead. We're going to have you halt just now so that I can give you different orders. The artillery, you fire on them. You come up here. Yeah, you continue with that move. We'll send the light tanks to see if we can't chase down those routing troops. And you just carry on up there. Do we have our recce planes? We do. So, one final mission. Come up here. Try and find those tanks for me. Down here. Again, everybody's running. So you take Mersa Brega and then just drive up the road. I would really like you to do something like that. Don't know if you will though, because of the routing enemy. Let's have the artillery and the HQ come forward. I don't want to delay these. Okay, I don't want to delay them, so we're going to have you head back down there, swing around behind them. And I would like to have you head up there too. So everyone's moving. Let's get these troops to move up. Okay. That's fine. Right. Next turn. How long have we got left? So I'll get 3 turns. So we should be able to capture everyone here. $70 guns is what I'm going to grab there. So glad I got that unit and that one hex to completely block their escape. You could be doing moving a wee bit faster. No sign of the tanks. Okay, caught them there. Ah, and they're out of fuel again. Well, I know I was going to say the road's open for supply, but it's not because they're now sitting on it. You now move in there and help them. Didn't want you engaged there, but you are, so never mind. Let's again split off just the tanks here. Get you up to there. You can sit in bed. Well, let's try that again. You come around there. Find where you are. You're a bit stuck. Yeah, so the movement didn't work out quite as well as I was hoping it would. You're on the march. That's good enough. You come up here. And it looks like the tanks are well gone. Okay, we'll bring you back here. You can come down there as well. And you just come down to there. Don't want you straying off on your own. Right, next turn. So we've got 3 units in here. You can have, I think it's, you can have 2 units in a hex plus 1 routing unit, which explains why they're exceeding their limit in there. And there's the tanks are just there. Could potentially have caught them, but I think they're still heading away. This is a pain. They're blocking the movement here. That is definitely a feature I'd like to see changed. The fact that my units are now stuck here while these guys move back and forward. Can't make up any ground. Right, what we can try and do though is move you in there. Move you swing up here. You stay put. You try and march up to there. That's fine. Okay. Here's probably a long time until you get supplied. 3 hours. So you just have to sit there for now. And we'll move on. Second last turn, I think. Okay. If you can just swing in there, and we'll get these guys nicely boxed in. Still get 12 anti-tank guns, 270 troops there, 732 still in tower hammer rifles. They've got a lot of troops left. Not suffered that many casualties, just bad morale's been their problem. Okay. So, I'll try and have you move up to there, you push in here. Just try and keep closing the net if we can, but they can't move because of the hex is already occupied. Move forward, you stay there, that's okay. Didn't leave anything behind, no. 39 guns. Let's carry on, finish this off. Don't actually know what happens in this sort of situation, whether when night falls we now take these guys prisoner or they surrender. Yeah, but these guys, do we have to fight them again in the morning? Looks like it. Day 2, the battle still continues. Okay, so I'm going to put a break in here. I'm just already thinking about what I'm doing in the next part. Ideally, I could slip some of the panzers forward and leave the Italian infantry to mop these folks up, but obviously they're blocking us. We can't get past in the same way that they can't get past us. Anyway, so successful enough first turn. Quite enjoyed that. Hopefully you did too. Thanks very much for watching. Please leave me a comment, rate the video, subscribe to the channel if you enjoy the content, and I hope to see you again next time. Cheers.